Yo, what's good, my beautiful people? Duka is here. Let's talk about the All-Star game. Kenny posted a video about how NBA All-Star Weekend is broken, and I want to talk to you about it today because I think he makes some good points, but also I think he's wrong.
NBA All-Star Weekend was a dud.
I agree with that.
A lot of people didn't really enjoy it. And part of this video is me trying to figure out, should I care? Does it matter that All-Star Weekend isn't fun or competitive or all of these other things?
It does matter. When we grew up on NBA used to like All-Star Weekend was. I was looking forward to the playoffs, and I was looking for All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend was the funnest experiences of my young NBA fandom. The fact that it's so shit now is absolutely disgusting. I cannot stand it, and I honestly, there's something that needs to be done. It used to be super competitive. All the legends talk about how All-Star Game was something to measure yourself up to the others, and now it's just a bunch of millionaires come down to collect their checks and not caring about anything.
Really matter? I don't know. We're gonna talk about some of the things that weren't as great from the perspective as a diehard NBA fan and B, somebody that was in the arena for most of the events. But lock in. Let me know what you think. I want to give the credit where it's due because it wasn't void of fun. Like there are a decent amount of events that were really cool. I really do like the skills competition, the way they format.
Skills competition used to be better. I don't know why they changed it, but I guess it'd be something new. But like back in the day, it was really fun.
Over the last 30 years to where we got to this point, one of the smartest things Adam Silver and company has done is make it so that one of the teams that is participating is the hometown team, because the arena was electric when the Pacers was doing the skills competition. So I thought that was an absolute win. The three-point shootout was as competitive as we've seen it. We saw a four-way tie in the first round to get to the second round, and then the Serena versus Steph Curry thing was as fun of a one-off event as we've had in a while. Even if the commentary around it wasn't necessarily great, as somebody that was in the arena and then watched it back on TV, it was super, super fun to see two of the best shooters on this planet go head-to-head. That's kind of it. Those three things that I just mentioned being super fun, at least the Steph Curry and Sabrina thing is something that, I mean,
I agree. I agree with this.
Caitlin Clark is going to be in the league next season. I kind of like the idea of having Steph versus Sabrina and Dame versus Caitlin on a 2-on-2 3-point shootout, whatever. But the other things, the staple things, the skills competition, 3-point shootout, those aren't the main attractions. People come to Sunday night or Saturday night to watch the dunk contest, and people come to Sunday to see the game. And the dunk contest was mid. It was. Shout out to Mac McClung. He put together some really solid.
Mid is kind of lightly putting it, bro.
Dunks. Shout out to Jacob Toppin, who got robbed, and one of the dunks he did was ridiculous. And the way the arena, again, I'm in this arena, they reacted to this dunk as if it was like a yawn fest. Like that was a ridiculous dunk. And the conversation is always going to be, oh, we got spoiled by Aaron Gordon, we got spoiled by Zach LaVine back in 2016. The other conversation is going to be like, well, this is what we get when we don't get the big names. And personally, I don't feel that way. Like, for sure, we'd love to have a Ja Morant. For sure, we would love to have Zion Williamson for at least 2 years. I don't know if Zion is putting on a crazy show nowadays. But I'm, like, looking around the association about the big names that should participate. How many people in the 2024 All-Star Game do you actually want to see in a dunk contest?
This is exactly why I disagree with Kenny. Do we need All-Stars? Yeah, okay. The best players who were participating in dunk contest, some of them were all-stars, but the funnest, like, let's think about the history of slam dunk contest. Vince Carter, was he more of an all-star, or he was like, oh, this is a crazy dunker, right? He got himself into there because of his in-game dunks, not because he was an all-star caliber player. You see what I mean? Right now it's Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Zion Williamson. We have three people who are all-star guys, but they're also known for their dunking ability. We have Obi Toppin, who's known for his dunking ability. The dude does between the legs in game. Here's another one who didn't participate. Why? Aaron Gordon, of course, he already participated. Yeah, whatever. Zach LaVine, sure, he's not an all-star type guy. I mean, he is an all-star, but he's more known for his dunks. And if you look at any of those years, let's look at Of course, 2016 was anomaly, of course, because it was crazy dunks from Aaron Gordon's side. It was everything from free throw line from Zach LaVine's side. Let's look at Zach LaVine's revival of the dunk contest in 2015, where the field, his competition was quite mid, but he himself, his dunks were great. Was he doing anything that we haven't seen before? Not really. Yeah, he did windmill from a free throw line. Yeah. Every single other dunk that is not jumping off from a free throw line from Zach LaVine is something that we've seen before, and we still were on the edge of our seat. We still were on the edge of our seat because, hey, it's Zach LaVine dunking, and he makes dunking look easy and effortless, and it makes it look cool. People that dunk it now, Jaylen Brown dunks. Even in game, if Jaylen Brown dunks, you never think of him, oh, he's like one of the best dunkers. You need to bring in dunkers. You don't need to bring in all-stars. We have Obi Toppin, who's a dunker, who's an athletic, acrobatic dunker. Ja Morant, acrobatic dunker. That's why we wanted LeBron. LeBron was a crazy good in-game dunker, even though he has one game. But his athleticism was jumping out of the gym back when he was young. Same thing with Zach LaVine. Nate Robinson was a dunker for his size. We had Dwight Howard, showmanship. Jason Richardson was a dunker. He waited Gerald Green to participate in dunk contests because he's Gerald Green. Yeah, he didn't have successful ones, but he has a couple of dunks that he's done were like it's a Hall of Fame of slam dunk contests for sure. A couple of dunks from Gerald Green. And Gerald Green was like one of the best dunkers. And he's never an all-star, but we know who Gerald Green is. So we need to find these guys. Mac McClung this is the type of guy that suits for dunk contests. Who people are going to come out and see is like, oh yeah, Mac McClung is a dunker, so we want to see him. We don't need all-stars. We don't need big names. We need big-name dunkers in the league.
You think you put on some ridiculous dunks to make us satisfied? I don't think it's that many people. Looking at the rosters, Donovan Mitchell performed in it a few years back. I don't know if you remember that. And then the only guy on these two
Donovan Mitchell was okay.
That I'm looking at, like, oh, that would be cool to have him in the dunk contest, is Anthony Edwards. So you talk about the big names. What names are you talking about? You want to bring Zach LaVine back? If you watch any Bulls games over the last 2 seasons, you know he's not dunking like he was in 2016. So I don't think it's a lot of, oh my God, the top players don't want to do it. Man, we've been doing the dunk contest since 1976. 1976 is almost 50 years ago. I feel like we've exhausted 99.9% of dunks. And that's why we get to the point where it's a lot of showmanship.
We need showmanship.
Saw a few years back, Timberlands dunking at Timbs. The NFT dunk. Dunking over a plane is what John Collins did. Like, it's a lot of...
That's a shitty showmanship. There's difference between showmanship and, like, doing some cringe. I'm sorry for stopping, Kenny. This is not a good look for you, bro. Again, goddamn. Okay, so Jaylen Brown did some ridiculous, stupid dunks. Sky Senat, whatever. Showmanship was the thing that kept it alive. Remember Dwight Howard? That's a good example of showmanship. The dunk was mid, but everybody was so excited. Superman is in the building. All that kind of stuff. So what? Showmanship is an essential part. Blake Griffin dunking over Kia was a showmanship dunk. And there was a choir behind him. And everybody was like, hell yeah, Blake, let's go. See what I mean? Like, Aaron Gordon didn't have nothing crazy. But Aaron Gordon dunked it hard and then was playing to the crowd. Who plays to the crowd? People nowadays, they dunk and then they look like this. That's it. They don't have no emotion. They don't have no investment into this. And that's what pisses me off about it. It's basically like they treat it as All-Star treat their All-Star game on Sunday. It's the same thing. Like Mac McClung dunks and then he showing off. That's what, remember NBA Live? Whenever you do a great dunk, your player does some like cool pose and like everything is done in showmanship. Showmanship is an important part of a dunk. That's what I'm trying to say.
Be the first All-Star to appear in a dunk contest in like 5 years. His dunks were trash, but I commend him for being one of the top guys to go in. But even his dunks weren't about the finish. It
But
was
he's not
about,
a
oh
dunker,
my God,
though,
I got
bro.
this Dominique Wilkins lookalike person that's teaching me how to do Dominique Wilkins dunk. We seen Dominique Wilkins dunk 40 years ago. But it's the showmanship. Kai Cenat just won Streamer of the Year for the second year running. He's one of the most popular people in social media right now. Let's dunk over him, but make sure he's sitting in the chair first. Like, it's the showmanship more than the actual dunking. And in our best year,
Broski forgot to close his eyes, and then he acted like he did. This is not a Kai Cenat problem. It's the shitty dunk problem.
I mean, won a lot of showmanship with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine was doing their thing. Like, yeah, they had the little hoverboards because those was popping off back then. But other than that, it was like I'm dunking from the free throw line, going between my legs, or I'm doing a windmill. It was strictly based on the bunnies and it was strictly based on the dunk. And I think at this point in time, how creative can you really get without you being a professional dunker? Is there people on this earth that I know 100% can dominate this and put it together some crazy, crazy dunks, but they're not NBA players? When Jaylen Brown or Jacob Toppin or Jaime Jaquez are working on their game every...
Like, just listen to the names that was just mentioned. Jaime Jaquez, Jacob Toppin, Jaylen Brown, Mac McClung. Only Mac McClung comes to, like, when you say Mac McClung, you think in dunking. Every other player, you think Jaime Jaquez, you think, oh my God, bunnies, he's going to be jumping at the gym? No. I didn't know Jacob Toppin existed, bro. I thought there was only one Toppin brother.
Or Mac McClung, they're not necessarily throwing down dunk contest quality dunks in a normal day. They are trying to hone in on their craft to get an NBA roster, keep an NBA roster spot, or go to the next level. Dunking is just a very, very small fraction of what they do on a nightly basis or on a workout basis. So I can't really expect them to come to here and be like, oh my God, nobody has done a 1060 between the legs cartwheel dunk. But
We don't need that, though. We don't need those dunks. Who, in the last, since it was done, who tried to repeat Jason Richardson dunk? Where he was between the legs backwards? Nobody. Nobody did it.
that fictional dunk that I just talked about, the dunk, cartwheel dunk, it might be a professional dunker that do that. But do the NBA want to, like, you know what I'm saying? The NBA felt some type of way of putting Mac McClung out there, and he's a part of the NBA network. Like, he's not an NBA player right now, but he was a part of the NBA network. And they were like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that guy. And if it wasn't for that guy, Utah would have been a 0 out of 10. So what is the solution to the dunk contest? I do not have it. I was on Stephen A. Smith's podcast over
Stephen A. Smith idea is stupid.
Have right now. And it seems like a lot of the things that are incorporated in sports in general, it's a gradual incorporation instead of being like, hey, we're going to change the entire format right here, right now. So I like the idea. I think it's too far left for Adam Silver to be like, yes. And you get to the actual
No, we keep it.
Now, Adam
we're going to
Silver
go through NBA players, and we're going to see.
He said very publicly that.
Actually, let's do it right now. NBA players by number of dunks. Giannis, who participated, sure. Let's look at these people. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of centers. Jonathan Kuminga, 94 dunks. Why Jonathan Kuminga is not participating? Jonathan Kuminga has bunnies. Has crazy bunnies. Why is he not participating? I don't know. Let's look at that. Aaron Gordon, 113 dunks. In my opinion, should come out and he'll be a winner. Of course, he feels some type of way about dunk contest now. From what I've seen, Asar Thompson has crazy jumping ability. Why not put him in the dunk contest? Why not ask him? Of course, we have Zion, who has crazy bunnies, but we know how it all goes. Miles Bridges. Why is Miles Bridges not participating? Maybe his off course stuff, but why Miles Bridges should be participating in that for sure. I would have loved to see Andrew Wiggins, but maybe not this season. Like in his young career, maybe Andrew Wiggins would have been fire. Shaedon Sharpe, why is he not participating? Shaedon Sharpe has a crazy ass hang time. Why is he not participating? That's my questions. I named you 4 guys that could easily be participating. Jalen Green, why is he not here? And of course, Ja, Anthony Edwards, Zion. Even Donovan Mitchell again. Yeah, man. There's so many players that could be
Wasn't
could be
a
could
fan
be in
of
that
the way
thing
Utah was.
that are
No
dunkers.
defense, this and that. Didn't feel like an all-star game. It felt like something else. So he said, hey, I'm going to get rid of the draft aspect. I'm going to get rid of the elim ending. We're going to play straight up East versus West. And because of the pride aspect of putting on from not just your city, but this entire part of the association, that might be enough for the players to really, really care. And it wasn't. Actually, we saw the most points ever scored tonight. And you can tell immediately that Adam Silver was not happy.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations.
You scored the most points. Well, I just, he hates it. And a lot of fans hate it too. And listen, I'm not here to be the fun police. If you enjoyed...
Not gonna lie, David Stern would have kicked half of those motherfuckers out of the league, bro. We need David Stern back, bro.
That is completely cool. At the end of the day, this is the best talent of basketball that we have in our association. Playing on this. Well, the first thing I said.
We need stakes.
Does it even matter? Is it just cool to see Luka and Nikola Jokic on the same court together, playing together, even though they both really don't care? Like, is it even a problem? And if it is a problem, we need to find some type of solutions to make it better. I am completely okay if the first 3 quarters are super high scoring from both squads. But what I want as a fan is to see the fourth quarter be more competitive. I am not advocating for Kawhi Leonard to get in his stance like his DPOY years. I'm not advocating for Anthony Davis to protect the paint like he does in the regular season. All I kind of want is C- defense. C-. How about we contest Damian Lillard's shot and not allow him to get up 33 pointers in a game? How about instead of letting Karl Anthony Towns walk to the basket, we just get in front of him a little bit? You know? C- defense would change this whole game. But I don't blame the players for not wanting to do that, because this is an exhibition game. In Indiana right now, I am on the brink of my first vacation of the year. I'm not trying to mess up my ankle. I'm not trying to do something tonight that would jeopardize my team's real NBA season. I understand that. But we also have had years where we see those dudes play hard. Kemba Walker is the prime example of this. In 2020, Kemba Walker played like every single minute of the fourth quarter of the game that was the elim ending game, right? And if I'm not mistaken, this was the very first year of the elim ending. In my mind, that was about to stick because it went very well. Now, I did end, I think, on some free throws from Anthony Davis, but regardless, for the last quarter, everybody was completely locked in. So here's the box score. Ended up being 157 to 155. Again, really, really good All-Star game. Kawhi dropped 30. Chris Paul, my GOAT, had 23. Kemba, like I mentioned, played 30 minutes. And then for the rest of the season, I don't know if y'all remember this, that game was on February 16th. So right here, he missed 5 games coming out the break, and then was out of the lineup. And then we get to the playoffs and he got back on track. But like, he was on a somewhat of a minutes restriction, so on and so forth. But in that game, Kyle Lowry took like 3 charges. Like, they cared. They cared about that game. So I was just confused.
This was a Kobe game. So everybody did it for Kobe. But there's only 1 year. You know? We cannot kill an NBA legend every year, bro.
The elim ending didn't come back. So I've seen a lot of people suggest over Twitter in the last couple hours since it ended, what could we do? One of it was like, hey, we saw all these people care about the in-season tournament once we taxed $500,000 to every single player.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, but they're already playing for charity. What would that look like to be like, yeah, I don't care about the girls and boys club of Indianapolis, but I get in my stance for myself. Like,
nah, but also, like, those $500K can be good for role players in the team. These guys make $500,000.
That would just look kind of weird.
And
Some
lunchtime.
Suggested that we no longer do East versus West, but we kind of tackle it the way we do the Skills Challenge, where it's like multiple different teams. They go against each other. And then, the Rising Stars Challenge is multiple different teams that go against each other. Then we see 2 teams meet in the finals. I don't hate that idea. But again, it still goes down to the fact that, like, why should LeBron care? You know? And this is I think what makes it so much more difficult is that the NBA All-Star Weekend was the gold standard. Like, I can't even go to any other sport and be like, oh, they do it like this, so let's kind of steal what they doing. Football turned their Pro Bowl to flag football. Baseball, don't get me started. So like the NBA has always been the gold standard, and now we've been seeing it go down for the last couple of years. So I don't even have a frame of reference on what to do or what we can. I know.
I hate these new NBA stars. I swear to God.
It's that one-on-one tournament everybody's been asking for the last decade. I got to interview Jason Tatum. Good segue, Kenny. And that link should be in the description. And one of the last things I asked him was about a one-on-one tournament. I asked him who would win a one-on-one tournament. He thought, if we're going to do it, we got to break it up to 3 categories: a guard, wings, and a bigs. I think that's pretty smart. And he said that if it were to happen, he would participate. Like that idea. How many other superstars would say they would participate? Maybe this is the next thing to be added to Saturday. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
We need to fix Sunday.
Interesting moments. Someone actually suggested in my tweet that maybe it's okay if the basketball isn't good if we saw more of the personalities, right? I know we had moments where people are mic'd up, they do some interviews and stuff, but maybe that's just not enough. Maybe a alt cast of Draymond Green, Taylor Rooks, and Charles Barkley is cool, but that's not enough. Maybe we mic up more of the players. Maybe we really go in on the fun aspect of it. But then again, that only benefits the people at home and not the people in the arena. And the people in the arena are typically the people paying thousands of dollars. So I don't.
I think it's time for finals to be determined by All-Star Game. I think we have to try for at least 1 year. Teams don't care about the record anymore anyway. So why not put it like that? Why not bring the home court advantage to the conference that wins an All-Star Game? I think it's a good idea. I think that's where NBA needs to go. Of course, there's people who are against it, and of course there are some valid arguments. But I think we need to try. I think that's we at the point where we actually need to try it. And I think All-Star Game would benefit massively if it's conference versus conference, because we've seen how stacked West is, and they lost to much weaker East. But if the West was a little bit more serious, hello now. Of course, I know Boston has the best record in NBA right now, and how would that feel, especially, or if West is strong conference and then East wins it and East has the home court advantage, but you still have to go to 3 series in your own conference, and it's not going to be affected, you know. So we used to have 2-3-2. Now we switched back to 2-1-1-1. So if we switch those, we might as well use it with the All-Star Game somehow. So that was my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.